My ex-husband told me if I left him, I would never see the kids again.
Oh, damn.
And I said, you promise?
Hey, everybody, how you doing? My name is Brad Sanders.
Ready. Ha ha, very funny, motherfucker. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world. This is This Comedy Life, the podcast about comedy. Stand-up comedy primarily, but all comedy. It's about all people who make a living and make a life out of making people laugh. And this time, I'm going to say tonight, I don't know when you're going to see this, but whenever you see this, our guest is the fabulous Ramona Stephens. We're happy to have her. Hey, Ramona, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, Brad. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Pretty well. You see my head getting big. My head's starting to get a little tight. But other than that, I'm good. Yeah, you sound great. So look, I just want to ask you some things about how you got started doing comedy. What was the first gig you ever had?
I'm going to say this. I truly believe that I've been performing my whole life. I think I'm a natural born comedian.
Yeah.
I was truly the class clown, very witty and quick on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm from Georgia, so at home, I was always asked to MC things and host things, church events, school events for my children, talent shows and things like that, just nonchalantly. And it wasn't until 2000 when I moved to Los Angeles. So my first stage calling myself a comedian was at Hollywood Park Casino, and it was none other than the hilarious Katt Williams.
Yep.
That was the first person that said, coming to the stage, Ramona Stephens was Katt Williams.
Wow. Yeah. Now, Rodney used to run that joint too, didn't he?
Rodney Perry was one of the first. Rodney Perry, right?
Yeah, Rodney Perry.
He was one of the first comedians that I met.
Yeah, I used to go down there and work out at that spot. It was a real nice room. And Katt would turn it out. But when I started at that room, Rodney was hosting. I didn't know Katt had started it. But he started the night.
He had this, I can't think of this guy's name. He was like his producer, right? Ricochet.
Oh, okay.
Remember Ricochet?
I don't know him.
Ricochet was the promoter, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, I don't know.
They had a sign-up sheet.
I heard that name before, but I don't really know him.
They had a sign-up sheet.
Yeah.
And I signed my name because they did it once a week. I signed my name for me and my sister went every week. She was dealing with a medical issue and I was dealing with a divorce. So that was our outlet.
Yeah.
Laughter is very therapeutic.
Absolutely.
And my sister kept saying, you ought to sign up. You ought to sign up. I went for about 3 months before I signed up.
Oh, okay.
So for 6 weeks, my name was on the list and he never called me.
Until you were there for 6 months before you signed up. And then
I went there about 3 months just to sit in the audience.
Okay, just to be there. Yeah.
And my sister kept nudging me. She was like, you could do that. You could do that. You make me laugh like that in the house. Because I'm a storyteller comedian.
Okay.
And she's like, girl, you got all that. And that was my first material. All the things that I went through in my divorce. My first joke was my ex-husband told me if I left him, I would never see the kids again.
Oh, damn.
And I said, you promise?
Threaten me, nigga. Threaten me.
Because I was giving you a 2-week notice, but I'll leave tonight if I ain't got to see them kids again. So
man.
yeah, so and she kept saying, so finally I signed the list and I kept signing it and signing it. And finally, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I don't think you ever forget these significant things in your career. Katt Williams told me that I was too fine to be funny.
Oh God. Oh God.
You know, I'm just hitting here from Georgia. They ain't seen Georgia thick like this. Big legs out, you know, country.
Yeah.
He said,
yeah.
I got my hair in braids, but all my hair was real. I still to this day don't wear no makeup, no lipstick.
You ain't got no lipstick on right now.
No.
Let me see. Damn. Okay then.
No makeup, no eyeshadows. I don't get my eyebrows arched. I don't do nails to this day.
Wow.
And he was looking at me and was like, "You a comedian? You too fine to be funny."
Oh wow.
And I said,
what a pickup line. Come on.
I said, put me up.
Yeah. Okay.
And he did.
All right.
And he said, and he put me up. It was, you know how they do the people that's not really, the room went from standing room only to now you calling my name. There's 15, 20 people in the room.
You hear your name echoing throughout the room.
People in the back snoring, you know, drunk. But because, you know, that room was probably like a 3.5 hour night.
Okay.
We would get there like 8 o'clock. Show would start like 9. We'd be in there at 12 o'clock.
Well, look, what was that room you had? Because I came down there and worked out a couple times.
The family room.
That was the family room?
El Segundo in Maine?
No, you was at another spot that I came to.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the family room. I went down there. Yeah, I saw. That's where I saw.
I did. Was it downtown?
No, it was right up in the city. It was right in the city.
Inglewood Market Street Bar and Grill. Sunny Spots in Leimert Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it was somewhere in the neighborhood like that.
Yeah, because
I think your sister was with you.
Papa West.
That sounds right.
Papa West in Leimert Park. I learned early on, stage time is so hard to get. Make your own stage time.
Yeah.
So I always kept me a little workout room just for me. Because it's so many people wanting the mic. It's hard, you know, it's hard to get that stage time.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I've probably had in my little comedy career, probably 10, 15 little spots.
Really?
I done been to the Jackie Robinson Post.
I was down there with
Barbara Morrison, Papa West, Sunny Spot, Inglewood Market Street Bar and Grill, the family room, the living room.
Yeah, I worked the living room, the family. Oh, the living room right there on Crenshaw. That's right around the corner. I lived on Adams, and so I would go in there and work out.
You name it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did you do before you decided to become a comedian? Because when I talked to you back in the day, you were still working during the day, and then doing your comedy at night.
I had to establish myself not being from California.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be, and that's like a double-edged sword too, because I like the security of having a roof over my head.
Oh yeah, you like living indoors and eating regular, all that thing.
Yeah, toilet paper, paper towels, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So during the day, I was an executive administrative assistant for a real estate property management company.
Okay. What kind of experience was that for you? I mean, what kind of situations were you in?
Man.
Did you ever use your sense of humor during that job?
All the time. But I would do it in a way that would uplift people.
Mhm.
I used to do credit checks, right?
Not the credit. Not the credit check. Oh Lord.
But so people would come in, so they would come in, and I'll be, they come in, and I bring them in the conference room, and I have their application, and I will say, well, you make good money, but how by looking at your application, I don't feel comfortable giving you the apartment. Oh, I'm gonna pay my rent. I said, well, according to this, you don't pay nobody else,
What was his FICO score, man? 12?
Oh man, we had people saying they work for themselves, and we would say, well, if you work for yourself, you got to bring us your last year's tax return.
Yeah.
I done had people try to make tax returns up. I'm like, this on notebook paper.
Ain't that funny? People how they're gonna try to work the game on somebody in the game. I don't get it.
And the lady, it was a double-edged sword, because most comedians, to me, they have a lot of street sense.
Yeah.
And because they pay attention, they pay attention. So we've just figured stuff out, and I would be like,
man.
I could just tell by the conversation, people come in, when they come in saying, all I do is work, I'm really quiet, I ain't got no friends. I said, they gonna tear
I ain't got no friends.
I said, they gonna tear the building up.
That's why you ain't got no friends, fool.
Yeah.
Man. So now, you started in comedy at the urging of your sister. That's like a running thing, because everybody, every comedian and most people have that funny person in their family that always heard, like my cousin always said, Brad, you crazy. But there's people who never even thought about being on the stage as a comedian. Is funny, is just as funny. So
because I never really thought about it. Like, I can be in a conversation with people, just randomly talking, and they know I'm a comedian, and they would go, I hope you say that on stage. Do you say that on stage? Because just my demeanor, just being funny like that. Like the neighborhood I'm living in is being gentrified, right? And I told one of my friends, I said, man, I went in the Dollar Tree and I was the only Black person in there.
Oh. At the Dollar Tree?
In the Dollar Tree.
It's gentrified, huh?
I said, I had to tell the white lady, leave some eggs for us.
Yeah.
Because, they go in there, we go in there and get a dozen eggs because they're $1.25. They go in there and get 10 dozen,
Yeah. So
it was Easter time.
Oh, and yes, speaking of color smigs. So you deal with real life situations.
My viewpoint.
Yeah. Now, how do you set up your act? I mean, when you planning to go out and do a set? Well, I got a two-part question. One is, what's your pregame warm-up? The other is, how do you set your act up? I mean, do you have a certain, like with me, I write everything down that I'm going to talk about, just subject-wise. And then I don't look at it no more. I just want to have the topics in my mind and also be open to whatever happens in the room, whatever happens in the moment. Yeah.
Well, one of the first things that I do is if I can, I read the room beforehand. Like I know where I'm going. If I'm going to a social club, a motorcycle club like that, I might even freestyle in there. I'm gonna do relationship material, sex jokes, and I'm gonna talk about people because I'm really good at improv, and they love it. They love it. I always get called back to places like that because if you do it the right way, people love to be the center of attention.
Wow. Yeah.
If you can make somebody the center of attention in a polite way, and everybody look at them and it's laughing, they're laughing with them and not at them.
Exactly.
People love that. And I have a great ability to do that. Now, if I'm going to a church, then I know, number one, I got to be clean and I have to be family friendly.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a comedy club like the Ice House, the Laugh Factory, I want to do material that gets me noticed and set apart from everybody else.
Okay.
I want to be intellectual, but not above people's spectrum. I want to be different. I don't want to be the Black woman that's talking about sex and I want to be different. And I want to be conscious without being too preachy.
Gotcha.
You know? So it always depends on, and then I have a lot of material on cassettes.
Cassettes, you from way back.
Let me see. And I still have them. Let me
stop you for a minute because I want to dwell on the fact that you had them, you put the audience on a spectrum.
Different spectrums, you know. Some people
psychoanalyze the audience. I mean, what kind of spectrum are they?
Because look, I have did shows where I walk in there and I look and I say, oh my God, they're going to hate me. Everybody is like this and they got their nose up in the air. You know, these is master's degrees and PhDs and $1 million homes. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, they're going to think that I'm just some whatever. So I have to quickly shift to let them know I'm a comedian, but I'm not dumb.
There's no such thing as a dumb comedian.
Never.
I've never seen one all the time. Not no dumb. They might be stupid and crazy, but I've never seen a dumb comedian. They might have a dumb act.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, really.
But, you're right. But that's something that people, you know, because you're up there, you're making people laugh, and you know, my boss was kind of like that in a way.
Okay.
You know, because she would say, I was too smart to be doing this.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you sell real estate and make you some real money? And I'm thinking to myself,
real money.
I ain't never, the only fake money I know is monopoly money, you know, but you know, you should do this. And I had a fender bender in my car. You gonna tear your car up out there trying to be a comedian. I'm like, I am a comedian.
She was coming on you kind of hard. She wanted you to be under her power.
Because like you said, you've never seen a dumb comedian. I worked in her office. I was her executive administrative assistant. She didn't understand why I was staying out 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and barely getting to work at 9 o'clock. You know, when you could be doing this, and I'm like, that's not what I want to do. This is what I love to do.
Well, see, when I started, that was my attitude about work. I don't mind working. At one time, I had 3 jobs. I don't mind working. I just don't want no job. I want to do something that makes me feel like getting up and going out and doing it instead of in the day, you know, instead of waking up, I gotta go down here, I gotta do this and that. That aspect of the game of just wanting to be a comedy, to really understand yourself to that extent. But now, when I was working, I worked at a hardware store in Evanston, Illinois. And my boss, Harold Motion, and his wife, Eleanor, they're just really good people. Nice Jewish couple. And they would say, Brad, you're funny. Yeah, they would come and see me and stuff.
Now, let me tell you, that same boss, I did a ladies' luncheon at the Consolidated Real Estate Board. Okay. And her pastor was there. And he laughed so hard. He told her he wanted me to perform at her church's anniversary.
What?
And she came into my office that next day And she said, my pastor liked your act. And she said, you were funny. She said, because there were people in that room that I've known for 30 years and I had never seen them laugh. She said, but if you do anything to embarrass me or my company, don't come to work.
Oh, she's a straight temp. This one, she's straight up job.
Just don't come back. And
Okay.
they, and this was a matter of fact, this is one of the oldest churches in Los Angeles that she goes to, People's Independent on West Avenue.
Oh.
That's one of the churches like Fame. That's one of the oldest churches in LA.
Oh, I didn't know about that church.
People's
That's
Independent.
right where I used to live too.
On West.
No, I lived on Adams, but West ain't that far, you know. I live right
this
off
the other way. This is West Boulevard off of Slauson.
Oh, okay.
People's Independent.
Oh, no, I never even heard of that. But shoot, but that lady.
She said, just don't come back.
She was scared.
And that's another thing that I do too. When I do something like a church, I research the church.
Mm-hmm.
See how long it's been in existence, you know, how many members they had, and you know.
Right, that's what the material is. Yeah.
That's what a material is.
Man, that's
like People's Independent. When I did that church used to have a credit union. The church had their own credit union system.
Yeah.
And I said, I know. I said this. I did all the accolades about the church, and I said, I even saw that you guys had a credit union. Then I said, which one of the pastors ran off with the money?
Yeah. Oh, you can. Oh, I know they busted out. And hey,
they laugh. They laugh like this. How she know?
Yeah, right. Oh man, don't get me started on these churches. Yeah. But anyhow, now, what's the most difficult part of being a comedian? The part that you find difficult, if you do it all. I noticed, like, through phases. I've known you several years, and I saw it through phases of your life. Well, phases of your appearance on stage. You have sometimes you I see you in a suit. Business suit. I see you in vamp clothes, sexy and alluring. So where does all of that take place within the scope of your pursuit of comedy?
One thing about me is I'm inspired daily. Like I get daily inspiration. I'm always the same, but I just express it differently.
Okay.
Just again, deciding how I'm gonna look has a lot to do with the venue. I don't have a per se, like you see some comedians, they always like you got your hat on, or some comedians always got a jacket on or whatever. So I don't really have I don't like to look like anybody else. I always try to be different.
Okay.
And
but you be different because every time I see you, you're different.
People walk right by me sometimes and don't even know who I am. I'm gonna change my hair. I'm gonna change my look. I can remember one time walking up the walkway to the Comedy Union, and the comedian was like, "Hey, well," they was like, "Oh man, that's Ramona. She ain't gonna do nothing." Because I was fly boy, had the dress on, the heels. They was, "Oh man, that's Ramona, man. Hey, Ramona."
Well, you and I have had some conversations where you say some stuff that's funny as hell that we ain't gonna say on this little outing of ours.
We don't want to get you blocked, okay?
Yeah, right now. But I bring that up because you so real about life and people that you just, when we talk, you just said what you said. So like, that's really not a question. That's just a comment. That's something that I have noticed about you. And what other jobs did you have other than real estate?
I was actually more in the property management division. That's what I was over. But I was the top broker's executive administrative assistant. But since I've been in LA, I've only had 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was I was a store manager for a nonprofit thrift store. That was my first job. And until I got the job at the real estate and property management company. But throughout my life, I've waitressed, I've worked in hospitals as a CNA, certified nurse's assistant, nursing homes. I've worked in fast food. I've worked in, oh my goodness, I've been a sous chef for chefs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
You had those
Caretaking,
sophisticated jobs.
what they call maintenance, janitorial.
Oh, okay. Now you're getting in my area now.
Janitorial. Matter of fact, I'm working now, but I'm working for myself.
Okay.
I haven't had a clock in Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And since I worked in property management for so long, I know the contacts. So I have 3 buildings and 1 office that I clean.
Mm-hmm.
And I have several house cleaning clients. And look, my thing is this. I only do high end. I only do high end cleaning. You know, I'm doing houses. Don't call me to clean your apartment because I'm nah.
Why you say that? That sounds like something nefarious jump off because it's an apartment.
It's just that it's money making for me.
Mm-hmm.
People that have nice homes, they are paying for the service of someone doing what they don't have the time to do.
Okay.
Somebody that's just living regular like me, they just nasty and want somebody to clean up behind them. I ain't doing that. Wow. I tried it, it didn't work.
Okay.
I tried it, it didn't work. My life coach told me, said, Ramona, they think that you desperate. I said, no, I'm not desperate for money like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they know I'm coming. I'm like, they know I'm coming. So they just decided not to wash the dishes for 3 or 4 days or.
Okay. You getting your jokes out of that? Sound like
a lot of them.
Sound like it.
if I open your window in your bedroom and see an alley, I ain't coming back.
That sounds like an apartment I lived in Chicago, the alley, right there.
I can look at the alley at my bedroom window.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I worked at. I used to cook Kentucky Fried Chicken in the pressure cookers back in the day when it was good, and I was a janitor. I sold shoes. I sold men's and women's shoes, kids' shoes. I worked for a janitorial service. Used to clean up Chicago Board of Health clinics. And you know, when you clean a woman's toilet, you see some funny things.
When you clean a toilet, period, you see some funny things.
Yeah, but on the women's toilet, they have stuff on the wall. They write funny stuff on the wall.
Oh, they do.
They put a name down by somebody, and he gets stars and star. You know.
Oh wow.
Or they have a somebody else's name needs help.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I learned a little bit more about women, just seeing what they be talking about when we ain't around.
Absolutely. One of my best jobs that I loved, I worked in this department at a hospital called materials management. And I had access to every part of the hospital because I brought their supplies. Okay. It was a very small department because you went through a strenuous interview process. These people that had these, I was a very important person. There was a lot of prestige when you worked in that department because you had access to every part of the hospital. Everything was in my department. We went to the ICU, CCU, pediatrics, internal medicine, urgent care, operating room, emergency room, the offices. The only thing that we didn't deal with was food. So all those big carts every morning, the first part of the day, we would go to every floor. We would break up in teams, and there was a par level for everything. It was such a detailed job because they had to have a certain amount of everything on that cart, and we did that 7 days a week. And on the weekends, it was only 2 people. Throughout the week, whole crew. On the weekends, just 2 people. And we shipped it. So I had like every other weekend I was off. Sometimes I was off 3 weekends out the month. It just depended on the schedule. And if you ever heard a certain, like a crash, a code, certain code, then we knew there was little lights in our department. We knew which floor to go back to automatically replace that crash card to put back in that kit. And that was a very I learned a lot about.
Were you doing comedy at that time?
No, I was in Georgia at that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, so you didn't start doing comedy until you came to LA?
Until I moved to Los Angeles. My comedy in Georgia was more like I said before, hosting different things, emceeing different things.
Okay.
But I didn't start professionally. I didn't call myself a professional until I got my own night at the J Spot.
Okay. Oh.
Ladies' night. So I had my own night. My name was on the radio.
I remember that.
There was bulletin boards and stuff in LA where I was like,
I used to, a long time before I said I was a comedian. I used to say I do comedy.
Yeah.
But I didn't consider myself no real comedian. And,
but after that, I said I'm a professional comedian.
Yeah, you pro.
And I put that on my I put that on my cards after that. Professional comedian.
Dang. So you learned a lot about business, handling business. Brandon Bolden said something that resonates. It flows throughout all of the guests so far that's been on this program. And that is that comedians are natural entrepreneurs. And you have to be, because you're in a sales job. You selling your ability, your talent, and you're trying to negotiate. Who are some of the people that helped you along the way, whether it's in or out of the business?
The Kathy Marie, that was the manager at the J Spot. She is my, doing a memoir, she would have a whole chapter.
Really?
Because when they first opened the club and Jay said he wanted a ladies' night in their little meeting, the manager, assistant manager, him, and he threw all these names out. And she said, I got the perfect host for you. And she said, Ramona Stephens. And she said, let me tell you why. She supports the club. Every time she's booked, she brings 15 to 20 people with her. She's never asked for anything free. She's never asked for, can I get a drink? Can I get anything? And we haven't paid her a dime yet. And she hasn't complained one bit.
Wow.
She's friendly. She's a people person. She speaks to everybody. And I really think that she'll be perfect. Wow. And Jay said, let's give her a shot.
Who was this lady's name again? Say her name again.
Kathy Marie.
Kathy Marie.
She's on Facebook.
First name.
Kathy Marie. I mean,
that's good looking out. That's class.
And she paid me and gave me a door deal with all my RSVPs.
Sweet. Yeah.
And I did that for a solid year.
Yeah.
And this is just my story. I'm gonna tell it like my point of view. I did it for a solid year. Now I'm gonna tell you, there were so many people trying to figure out, how did I get that? There was rumors. that I was doing something strange for some change.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, but I never let it bother me. I got up there and I would be dynamic. I didn't care what was going on. That was like, I centered my whole life around that one night every week. And I came in one day and Jay asked me, he said, Ramona, he said, you're doing a good job. I said, thank you. He said, well, how would you feel if we suddenly decided that we wanted another host? I said, I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't have any, bad feelings. I appreciate the time that I've already been here. Now, at this time, I didn't know this until later. There was some management transactions going on.
Okay.
And Miss Kathy, she gave me complete creative control. She let me do the lineup. She let me book comedians. It was flowing so good. Matter of fact, she would tell me, Ramona, try to stay in the showroom where people can see you, because she said you are controlling the crowd. Because if people were loud, I could just walk by the table and go, y'all keep it down a little bit. And they would go, oh, I'm sorry. And she noticed all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you.
Tell me.
It happened. I'm not going to be messy about it, but the management shifted.
Mm-hmm.
Nepotism. They told me.
That's showbiz.
I did a solid year. The first night that I didn't host, a fight broke out.
What?
Now, this is true. The Mooney twins, one of the Mooney twins, I can't remember if it was Dale or Dwayne, they called me.
I always had trouble telling them apart, unless I was around them a while.
They called me. They switched hosts.
Yeah.
They called me and said, Ramona, the whole energy, what you had going is gone. Because I had a Day Lamar was up there doing the stiletto strut. People was coming dressed. Ladies was wearing heels. Like I said, I had got me a hood stylist, a hairdresser, and I don't wear makeup, but I got a makeup artist for some little light makeup every Thursday.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. People were eating, spending money on drinks. The lady, about several months later, I was just in the club. Ladies' night had got canceled. And somebody said, Ramona, and this random lady, I don't even know who she is. She said, Ramona, where's Ramona Stephens? Where is she? And I thought, I was like, oh Lord. I said, it's me. She said, sweetheart, I'm getting ready to tell you something. She said, that ladies' night was the money maker in this club.
Yeah.
She said, we ain't hit those numbers since. Miss Kathy used to call me. The show didn't start until 9. Doors open at 8. Free RSVP until 8:30. And then anybody that RSVP'd after 8:30, for me, I used to try to encourage my people to get there to get in free.
Yeah.
But nobody complained. And she said, I got you a parking space. She said, at 8:30, they would not be a seat to sit down at. At 8:30.
Yeah.
When they opened the door, there was a line out there. It was like one of the highlights of my comedy career.
Yeah, and you use so many of your skills in that situation. Your marketing skills, your people skills in terms of dealing with people in a quote unquote authority, people who could block your action. You had all them skills. Because I know you're a lady. And whenever I've been around you, you've always been a lady, and you've always been welcoming. Yeah, Brad, you want to go up? Yeah, okay. It's that is a wonderful thing.
I can remember one night when the new management shifted. I was in the DJ booth.
Mm-hmm.
The DJ and me and him were going with the music that the comedians had selected. And I looked at the lineup. I said, wait. We're going to switch these two comedians. We're going to switch them. And the manager said, no, we're going to leave it like that. And the DJ looked at the manager. He said, man, Ramona knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She knows these guys. And that male ego, he didn't want to do it because it was coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to stay like that. And I said, okay, because I knew the comedians that were long-winded.
She said,
I know the comedians that should just tap on out. And I love to work, but if I can do a lineup where I don't have to kill myself on stage,
mm-hmm.
you can put, the comedy show should be a build up.
Yeah.
Why you gonna put that means every time I go on stage, I gotta bring the crowd back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I said, look, and then there were a lot of comedians that were like, oh, I want to go up to this. I'm like, that hardcore, I try to stay away from that hardcore gangster rap. I try to keep it. I said, really, we want grown, working class
adults.
Yeah. That Michael Kyle used to say this all the time at the beginning of his show. It's a 2-drink minimum. If you ain't got but $20 to spend, stay home. Hey.
And see, the thing about the appeal, going back to what you just said earlier, the appeal of that audience that you cultivated and developed, you gave them somewhere nice to go. People want to have somewhere they can put their clothes on and don't feel like they're about to get took off in the parking lot or nothing like that. So you made an atmosphere that people wanted to be a part of. I heard a man say it like this at Hope Flood's comedy festival. He said, you want to give the people an experience. And that's what you did.
All of a sudden, little vendors started coming out there. That little patio out there, we had a lady out there selling hair. We had a lady out there selling stockings. The chef started doing specialty desserts, chocolate brownie with a little ice cream. There was a guy in there that was selling roses for the ladies. He would make a killing.
Yeah.
I did a show one night. On my show one night, I raffled off. It was getting close to Mother's Day. I raffled off a bottle of Moet and 2 champagne glasses and made $300 selling raffle tickets.
So they bid it on the champagne.
A bottle of Moet.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was just about to say, my hoodie, of course I'll tell you about it.
I like that.
Yeah, you can get you one of these.
Okay.
Yeah, This Comedy Life sweatshirt, hoodie.
I love it.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate it.
It's a life.
Yeah.
Comedy, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about that lady that helped you. I had somebody that helped me. Well, a lot of people helped me along the way. But when I first decided I was going to be a comedian and quit my job and go at it, I told my landlord at the time, Mr. Wells, that I said, look, I'm about to go into show business and I won't be working. Can you stand me for a while? He said, you know what? People come by here right by my office, going through the vestibule to get into their apartment. I'm downstairs looking at them through the window, and they act like I don't even exist. They act like they don't even see me, and they know they owe rent. He said, yeah, I can stand you.
Wow.
Just,
Wow.
do what you can when you can. Mr. Wells. And I'm sure he's no longer with us because it's been a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. And another guy that owned the building behind his had a garage he let me have. So I can park in the garage for $30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that gave
that's
me some momentum,
yes. And so many comedians, and I'll tell you somebody else, Danny Green,
Mm-hmm.
always cut for me.
Okay.
Always cut for me. Always.
What you mean cut?
She's funny.
Meaning what?
Always.
And saying like she's funny.
She's funny. Because people were like, who are you? I still to this day don't have any national credits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been on any televised comedy platform.
Okay.
Some little online stuff, dibble and dabble here, that, but nothing on a big, that's how people get their big break.
Yeah.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Let me stop you right there because I want to ask you something before I forget.
Okay.
Where did that phrase come from with that cut for me? What they cutting?
It's to keep you from, you get the cut in line.
Okay.
To keep you from having to just, okay, you get from right here, you can cut, you can get in front of these 10 people.
Okay.
Because
okay.
he said it.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's I just want to know what he meant when he said that. Yeah, I went up recently, well, not recently, but a couple of months ago, and you go in the room and the same thing. Now here, this is in 2025, and the same thing is happening. She got a night. It's her night. She run it. There's the list. And no matter what time you get there, if you ain't in the clique, if you ain't in the group, you ain't going up until whenever. I finally did get on, but I said, I done got too old for this shit. This here, right? This, that. And I ain't knocking the people that do it at all. But I've been around too long, baby. I can't be that shit. My old ass come out the house. I got to be going to do something.
It's very cliquish.
Yeah.
That's why I try to maintain keeping my own little workout rooms for myself. Mm-hmm. Because you can be booked for a show and the host, his buddies come, hey man, let me get 5 minutes. That adds up. It had got so bad for me. When I would see certain comedians walk in the room, I would walk right up to the host or the producer. And I would just say, if that or that goes in front of me, I'm leaving. I'm just going to leave. Okay. Because I used to have a day job. And here's another thing too. I have never in my entire comedy career ever been late for a comedy gig.
Never?
Never.
I don't think I have either.
I'm never late.
I don't remember.
I'm one of the first comedians, if not the first comedian there. Mm-hmm. And I try to, some people show you what to do and some people show you what not to do. So when I began hosting and promoting and producing my own shows, I try to not do what I seen others do that made me feel uncomfortable. I'm going to have the lineup and let you know when I see you, when you're going up. So you can mentally prepare yourself and be ready. Because that is a crazy thing. Oh, you next 5 minutes later. Oh, no, not next. I'm gonna put him right. That I cannot stand.
Now, the one that killed me,
I just don't like.
I was talking about J. Anthony Brown. He had a meeting over at the J Spot one time. They were trying to figure out some things they need to change and woo this and woo. I said, shit, you need to stop doing 20 minutes between every comic. Because your ass be having ideas. Look at this nigga. This nigga over here breathing. Yeah. Oh, this shit. Stop doing that shit. But me and Jay cool like that. But yeah. But I know that because you get up and your adrenaline is coming. and then you got to go back down, you got to get back up. That is really not, it's hard to deal with. And it's not good for the audience because you want to, as the host MC, you set the pace of the room.
Absolutely.
And so you want to keep the rhythm going. You want to keep that pace going. And you don't want to drop it with no whole lot of drag. You want to bing, you know. Because I've done, as a matter of fact, I started as an MC. And that's how I learned how to do it. But baby, let me tell you, it has been a pleasure. Marquise, I want you to tell the people how they can get one of these fabulous hoodies.
I definitely want me one.
Folks can go to the link in the description or in the bio, and it's to This Comedy Life.
Well, you know, Brad, you and I talked about this. I'll be moving back to Georgia in about 6 or 7 months.
Okay. All right.
So I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
Okay. Marquise is in Chicago.
Okay. You just international, huh, Brad? You just all over the place, huh?
Yeah.
Got your guest in LA, got your producer in Chicago, you in Atlanta.
And shirts from China.
Oh. I was gonna say Japan, but okay.
You got it in, boy. Yeah, you set him up just right. 1, 2, 3, punchline.
Absolutely. I love it.
So what's next? What are you gonna be doing? Now you told me, well, you actually did say what's next. You're gonna be moving back to Georgia. Where were you born?
I was born in Georgia.
What city?
I was born in a little small town called Dublin, Georgia.
Dublin, Georgia. Yeah, now my wife is from here.
Okay.
We're in Fayetteville, out just outside of Atlanta. And she was she's a Georgia woman. And she's something you had in common. She don't wear makeup.
Never have. Are you a LA guy, Brad? Or are you a Georgia man?
Chicago.
Okay, that's how you. Okay, Chicago.
Joan and I met in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a true country girl.
Okay.
I mean, down south. I mean, the little town that I'm from, you gonna meet hardly none of. Well, it's the young girls and stuff like that, but. You know, when I was growing up in high school, it was, no makeup, no eyelashes, I still don't do all of that.
And I want to thank you for being on This Comedy Life and sharing your life with us.
So let me know when you air it so I can watch it.
Okay.
What's the best way for people to reach you on social media or online? Fans that want to follow you, listen to you, catch up with you. What's the best way for people to say, I want some Ramona in my life?
Of course, I'm on Facebook with my name, Ramona Stephens. And I'm on IG, Instagram, Ramona Funny.
Okay.
Please follow me on IG. I plan on being an influencer in the next couple years.
Oh yeah.
I have some stuff. I've always kind of stayed away from it, but I think it's time now. Especially when these girls saying they making these $20,000 a month checks. I'm like, I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
I got many talents. I start frying up some salmon croquettes.
Yeah. See, Marquise, this is a Southern woman right here.
I start frying up them salmon croquettes and dropping them dumplings in the pot, making them chicken and dumplings. Making them sweet potato pies.
Accent's getting thicker and thicker the more she starts talking about that food.
See, some people post thirst traps. You post hunger traps.
Yes. Yes.
Like, yeah, look at these candied yams.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Go on, man. Go on. Order them shirts, man.
Yeah, let's look at the glaze on this ham. Y'all think that's righteous?
I don't eat pork anymore, so ain't no ham over here.
Oh wow.
But I got some turkey meatballs. Let me stop.
Man, look here, Marquise. Going back to the video room, man.
Going back to editing. Nice to meet you, Marquise.
All right.
Marquise getting busy over here.
Okay. I can't wait to get back, Brad. so I can meet your lovely wife. I think I met her one time, I think.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm so excited about moving back down south. And
Well,
I'm gonna
good.
settle in. I'm gonna give myself like
Mhm.
90 days to kind of settle in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be hitting them comedy streets.
All right. Good.
Okay.
If you get a room, I'm gonna come by there and check you out.
And you're gonna be the first person I call.
Well, baby, I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and kindness you've always shown, and
Thank you.
you're a very talented lady.
Thank you so much.
And so thank you for listening to the podcast. Remember to share and subscribe to thiscomedylife.com. You'll be so glad you did.
Absolutely.
You will love yourself for doing this. Straight up. All right.
All right. I had a good time.
Thank you, baby. Thanks so
All right.
much for being with us.